Welcome to West Coast Uncensored. All right. Appreciate everybody that comes, all you new subscribers, past listens. We had a lot of good interviews. We had Reiki Healer. We had Talking Currency with Charles as he works on some of the things he does, investments and economy. And then we did our Reiki Healer with her Reiki, and we talk. And within all three of them, we talk the esoteric, exoteric meanings of different things, right? Forgot James, my guy James Chang was in showing his experiences of the waking, how he uses his creativity to create stuff, easier way to do things by creating charts, creating directions, creating just his creativities on this creativity, even in his businesses, allowing that process to take part in even how he even hires, how he observes, how he speaks to his employees and what he's looking for now from his employees. Interesting. And applying this with his consciousness awakening to create and sustain, right? Awesome. Awesome guests we've had here, but we had great classes and looking for more, right? So I just did the one on the Japanese, last video I did was one on the Japanese force therapy, how they've been doing this since the 90s, middle 90s, late 90s. It really took off. They even did the testing from 2000 and 1990 to 2005, showing the health of the people who participated in weight, depression, anxiety, glucose readings of A1Cs, and how all this supported the therapy. And now it's being prescribed in Japan, and other nations are taking suit and copying this great what they put together to copy it, to use their program in other countries of how they treat depression and anxiety through therapy, right? That was really good. That alternative medicine, like I said, always the alternative now. At one time, it was the foundation. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. But anyways, we're here to bring things back. We're always uncensoring, always bringing out truth. We talked about the esoteric and exoteric. I promised you guys, I've mentioned it multiple times over my videos through the years, of doing a little deep dive and doing some esoteric training. So I'm going to break down what I told you I would. I'm going to break down Mr. Humpty Dumpty. So let's do a little screen share. And delete. Make sure it's there. Of course it is. All right. All right, let's do this. In the process of it. I guess I can't. Well, anyways, let's go focus on this image here, this image. I didn't plan to do that, that's for sure. So we're going to go back and just kind of want to create something bigger. Let's see. Okay. Let's go down a little bit. That's a sticker you can buy. Right, that's a little sticker you can buy. And look at these other ones pump up. But anyways, let's do this. Let's do this little nursery rhyme. It's even a song, right? I think it's even a lyrics to a song. Just look at this. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. So when I look at Humpty Dumpty, I think of an egg, right? That Humpty Dumpty, almost that oval, oblong Humpty Dumpty. See it as an egg. And I see that egg, when you start looking at Humpty Dumpty, it was that egg sat on the wall, right? Sat on a higher place, almost a watchman place, sat on a wall, something that's guarding something else, right? So when I see it as an egg and I start looking at this, I start seeing that how light beings came into physical form through an egg, right? This is an egg process. The egg is a huge revelation. It's huge in occultism and why people use the eggs. When we see, well, if you get somebody who's not a Christian that's though taught really biblical and pre processes of scripture, they're always going to take Easter and say, well, that this is why does rabbits connect with the egg, because they're mammals, they don't have eggs, but they actually do within, like women, but they birth like mammals. They don't have the egg hatching like other animals that are not mammals, right? Mammals have the live births, but there is an egg process in humans too. It's the unseen egg within. So the unseen egg within, the Humpty Dumpty, which is you. So here's a process. He sat on a wall, sat on a high place. He's watching, the watcher, watchman on the high place, right? Along the watchtower, go to those Hendricks, right? Sat on a wall, sat on a higher place. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, right? A great fall, big fall, fell off the wall, fell off the higher place. This is what's kind of happened to us through this process. We were spirits or souls, energetic field, energetic beings in places that we didn't deal with this physicality and this, and we took a great fall through the egg process. Remember, sperm has to penetrate an egg. I'm going to go deep. You said let's go esoteric. I'm going to bring you out some esoteric stuff where this is not an exoteric of this would be just reading it as a kindergartner, fourth grade, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old. And go, that's a nice nursery rhyme. We can make rhymes all the time. Even if you give me a dime, we can make a rhyme all the time, right? So it's just a rhyme. But the esoteric, that would keep you in esotericism or very youth, young children, minors. Notice that what did they call people who have in the world? What do they call it by our laws or by our mindset? We call anybody who's not considered Caucasian, we say they're a minority, but nobody thinks this. Minority represents somebody who's not of age to have authority and not of age to make their own decisions. Think about that. So Humpty Dumpty, this is a little food for thought for you. So it takes a great fall. The sperm comes in, the sperm crashes into the egg. Did you know that? It just, you have these millions of sperm, and only one's going to win this race. It's very much a competition with the other cells, the other sperm cells, right? One goes in and it crashes into the egg, knocks it back, enters in. Show you a little theory I have. This is a theory that I have. We're going esoteric. We're going D-Boys esotericism today. Okay, breaking down how esoteric works. So remember, Humpty Dumpty fell on the wall, sat on a wall, high place. And the thing is, he's sitting, so he's staying in one place too. I like that when you look at it. He sat. He sat. Sat is Saturn too, right? Saturday, sat. Took a great fall, right? So when the sperm hits that thing, the walls of the egg, it doesn't just, and where's the door? It crashes and penetrates. Here's a thought. We are a 7-layered esoteric, call it your chakras, call it your energies, your torus field, your aura, whatever you call it, around you, right? We're going to be teaching on this. I'm going to break this down soon. I have it in my notes. One of the things I'm going to go into, the torus field goes like this and then expands back up. It goes like this and then expands back up. In the middle, it creates a vesica Pisces, right? Which is like a vagina, like the same shape as a football. So it breaks through that egg process. Look at the egg has 7 layers. That 7 layers is your 7 chakra systems, which is the 7 different U's and different dispensations now. So we're getting glimpses of ourselves, right? We're piecing ourselves back together. Humpty Dumpty fell, and this piecing back together is going to go with this nursery rhyme because we're going exoteric on it. We're not just saying the rhyme and then laughing and playing and getting on, running around and getting on the slide and getting on the swing and playing with the other children, which is all fine and good when you're in that place. But if you're 40 years within and you're still looking at esoteric, you're retarded spiritually, mentally, and physically, and it becomes a religion, a programming. Ooh, I said it. Yes, because that's what it is. It can also be politically programmed. Let me get back to my egg. The egg, Humpty Dumpty. penetrated, gets knocked off the wall, goes into the reality of falling, takes a great fall, falls from his spiritual place of enlightenment as it goes through this. And that, going back to my thought, if the egg is 7 layers, then that would be the 7 layers of you being all dispersed through this one seed of the sperm, because you at one time before within the egg is the place where you develop, right? That's your home now when you crash in and develops you physically. But that sperm was you that had to crash. Let me say it again. Looking for the crash. You enter in, you crash into, you explode into, you go through 7 layers. That 7 layers is you. What if that semen has 7 layers? Makes sense. But this is a theory. I can't say I can prove it, but I'm still working on it. I feel it. Just bring it out more. But so back to what I was saying, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Boom, Humpty Dumpty represents an egg taking in the sperm cell, crashes in, knocks it off, right? Because it crashes. Bang! The Big Bang Theory. They always talk about sex. The Big Bang is always that bang, right? What do we call having sex when we were in the days of our youth, and as even we grow up, we call it bang, don't we? Stay with me, y'all. So he has a great fall. He falls from state of spirituality to a physical state in a dense reality, having physical matter now. All lives matter now because it becomes a matter. And as it becomes matter, what happens? It falls from its state of godlike into decrepitness, into almost like, where am I? I'm stuck. I don't know who I am. This memory of who you are, right, is kind of the gods have amnesia. Great book by Robert Seffer. That we become amnesia. And you say, well, how does that happen? Because people have said to me, believing that you don't have many lives. Well, why wouldn't you remember them? And my first comeback is, did you have a dream last night that you didn't remember? And they go, wow. I sometimes don't remember my dreams. That's the same pretense. You don't always remember your lives. You have an amnesia. There's an amnesia that you don't remember your dreams last night. There's something that didn't click in your memory bank. It's there. It definitely is there. You're just not, you have to bring it together to remember it. Putting your member back together, because it was together before the fall, right? The sperm hit the egg. You became physical, dense matter when you were spirit and light before, and full blazing consciousness. Just consciousness, right? So through your experience of the fall, there's an awakening that you start seeing. You know what that awakening is? That all the king's horses and all the king's men, meaning, don't be looking for governments to put you together again. They don't do it. They can't do it. They don't have authority to do it. Only, we're going to get to it, how this works in the esoteric. In the exoteric, you run the government, that's my. How's that working out? But when you wake up, you realize they can't put you together. Actually, they're working to keep you apart. Divide and conquer, keep you away. Who are you trying to keep away from? They're keeping you away from other people, and that with certain things we've seen, especially recently. But really, it's you finding you go crashing through the reality that you're something greater through the fall. The fall ended up being the memory breaking, which is the aspects of you breaking into 7 different parts of you that you have to find to remember and remember, meaning you had the remember before experience. You're remembering what you were and putting yourself back together in space, and governments can't do it. The king can't do it. Get him out of there. Get her out of there. It's about you. It's about you. It's within story, awakening within you. So what happens? The king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Wow. Think about that. They couldn't do it. They're not supposed to. They always want to keep you apart. Plus, the only way they do it if you give them full resources and full course, meaning This is your individuality, and you're the only one that has power to put yourself back together again within your spiritual realm. Finding out and remembering out of the amnesia, getting your memory back of who you are. And it's piece by piece, you start piecing you back. And this connects to the 7 layers of yourself, the 7 chakras, the 7 different yous and 7 different dimensional aspects that you live in now. Time is neither past, present, or future. It's always now. It's all happening now. So guess what? The end of this is the kings couldn't put them together again. The reality in this quotation of this answer, how do we fix the solution to the Humpty Dumpty story is, which is not written, is you have authority to put yourself back together again. Only you can do it. You were knocked out of your high place when you came into the physical. The egg was penetrated by the sperm. The sperm was actually you. You were in the sperm. The sperm is Christ. And you go, ooh, Debo, how can you say that? Let me go here. Your fluid, the Christ, oil, pituitary, pineal, pituitary, feminine, masculine, honey, milk. Both those substances, one's a honey and one's a milk, right? Flow down your spinal cord. They go flow down your spinal cord. They're going boogers, saliva, all the way down the back of it, going through the descending down. Where does it descend down? This descends down to the women's, and the men's sexual organs. That's where the bottom chakras are. That's how you reproduce, is in the lower realms, right? So semen is a swimmer, Navy man, seaman, right? Seaman. What's he swimming to? To the physical, to break the egg, make it fall, open it up, crack it, get in, and bring forth something of its own kind, the physical, right? But after the own kind of the physical, which is contained in the spiritual. The physical is the container for the real you that's broken. The physical is not necessarily broken. It's your spiritual state of being on a high wall in a higher place, fell into the physical. And then you don't know who you are, and you look outside yourself, governments, agencies, quick fixers. But really, you're the power within you, resides within you, to awaken and find yourself in the 7 different aspects. Start piecing yourself back together. You go over here, back together. You piece yourself back together. There I am. There's other aspects of me in the 7. I'm knowing who I am. I'm getting to be fluid and understanding there's something more to me than the physical. Actually, I have great aspects to me that need to be opened up and turned on. As I open myself up and turn myself on, turning on the lights to my intuition, to my different aspects, my memory, to all your gifts and all the things that you have that you see even unveiled without them, and start talking to somebody with a resume and say, I don't have a resume. And you start naming off things they did in their life, and they're like, oh God, I got a lot. That's bringing back your memory, right? You do stuff that you don't even know that the process, what you did was helping somebody in the community, building something in the community, connecting something. This is connecting within you in the spiritual frame of who you are, awakening to who you are in the different levels. This is a difference between esoteric and exoteric. Right? We read this, and if you just read it, it's an esoteric nursery rhyme. But behind it is an esoteric, deep meaning behind this. It is. This would be, how do you guys like this? The esoteric, exoteric meaning. So never look something outside of you that appears to have authority outside of you as being your fixer. They operate because you're divided. And let's be honest, divide and conquer has been going, divide left and right, blacks and whites, girls, men and women, every little thing was tall and short, big nose, small nose, long nose, flat nose, whatever it is, curly hair, straight hair. always the opposite of the duality in the physical aspects. There's this duality of the other side of the pole. That's why you have left and right, but the balance is being centered in here and being able to function from the neutral space as you put yourself back together from the neutral space. You're neither, because if you go super right, you go super left, guess what? You're going to judge the other side. You're automatically placing yourself in judgment. So Humpty Dumpty is our life story, ending in that realizing that nobody outside you can rebuild you or remember you or put you back together, but only you. Awesome. Only you can put yourself back. That's awesome. That was the exoteric. I looked up exoteric meanings of this, and I'm just gonna say it. Some they were okay, kind of weak. I like mine. Mine goes to the depth of it, to the beginning. And I'm not saying it's mine. I know other people can get this, but we just going deep because we're piecing ourselves back together. I've been piecing for my whole life, but really 30 years of awareness of 31, 32 of this process where I see guys like James uh, and I see other people that are, especially the younger ones. I want to get some of the younger ones on here, and I'm just going to start asking them because some of the ones are solid that were on here, but we're all a little older, 50 plus, which is good. Wisdom and eldership does take place when you're operating in that level, and appreciate all of you. I look at everybody that's been on and did videos with me, appreciate you. James, Clayton, Charles, Vina, me, looking for some others to come on too that definitely connect to what we're looking at. But this is piece it together, baby. This is about us. Quit looking outside yourself and look within. Meditation, deep breathing. Deep breathing was talked about in the last video about the force therapy and learning how, and the Japanese talked about learning how deep breathing was a healing. Deep breathing oxygenates your blood. It will cash stuff out of your blood. Another one. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna show you something. Another one I have. Know what this is? Let me get them. No, it's not a big tie stick from the old days, right? This is called sage. We get it, we roll it, we burn it. You know what this does? And this is for new people. Some of you who know this. This is not new news to you, but I'm speaking to anybody who doesn't know. This is sage. If you burn it and bathe yourself in, do rituals with your mindset, you're going to burn this through you, around you, through your aura, outside your aura. You're going to light up your whole house, hit every corner, ritualistically, every corner, because darkness. So what you're doing, and open up your windows, because what you're doing is you're letting negative energy out the window. This gets rid of negative energy. It's one of many. There's another one that's called, I'm slipping my mind a little. It's a wood. I'll remember that, but I'm sage. If you live in a place and you go, how do I get sage? Enroll it, find out what sage is, look for it. And you can do it yourself by using string or any kind of wire to hold it together. There's certain times to do this, right? To gather it needs to be ready and then dried out. But if you know any groups of people, or you can go to certain stores, have it, right? Any crystal store, anything with spirituality, you can find it. But also, if there's an area and you got a heavily Native American area and you know some, go to a place where they're at and ask them if you can get some sage. They're great people. They will help you out. Maybe even show you how to do it. Maybe show you how to wrap it and how to even get it yourself. That's a possibility. But anyways, burn this. Light it, burn it, and take it through your whole house, your whole being, your children, your wife, whomever you lives in the house. Bathe them in this. Does it smell good? No. Here's the thing: as somebody was talking on a video, they liked other things because what they didn't like the smell of this. It's not about whether you like the smell of it; it's about what it does for you, and you get used to it. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, it smells a certain way, but it doesn't bother me, right? Because I know what it's doing, and I connect with it. Here, mindset, not already looking for the negative because I'm gonna smell it. I like it. You got to get out of that baby mentality. Anything that brings pain and is a struggle is worth it. Anything that's easy never lasts. Just because something's good. How good is soda? People drink soda, and now we got a diabetic problem. That soda's nothing but pure sugar. Not good for you. Has no value. Soda has no value. This does. So if you don't know, now you know. But anyways, esoteric, humpty dumpty, awesome. You guys have a great day. Get back with you some. This will be let out probably soon. And you guys have a great day.